Interesting. Is it streaming on Twitch by accident? So I'm pulling up Twitch and nothing's going on there. Oh, okay. Receiving your content. That means something's happening. Okay, it says you are live. Internet can totally stop to stop. Use your encoder. All right, so stream's up. What's up, everyone? In today's video, not video. In today's stream, I'm just gonna be scripting a video. I'm gonna be doing a video on depth first search and breadth first search. It's two algorithms. They're good, important to know. So I'm gonna make videos on that, and then I'm gonna make a script for a short film. And I think I might also film the videos actually on stream. Hopefully nobody saw that, but I actually forgot to put the cap on the lens, so I was just sitting on that, which is not a good idea. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on some things. Usually what ends up happening is I get one script done and then I'm so distracted by just talking to chat that we just go into something else. So at least if we can get one thing done, I'd hope we'd get at least that done. Alright, if you enjoy the stream, you can like the stream. If you enjoy my channel and you're new here, subscribing goes a very long way to helping me. Zach says get watch hours, make profits. Alright, let me post this link in here at everyone. Just gonna do a little post streaming on YouTube. Trying to build up my watch hours, so I'm going to do a long stream where I show BTS video. Two. All right. All right. We're up and ready to go. I just want to see. All right. That's good. Just going to make sure everything's ready. All right. If anyone's in chat, I'm just gonna do it myself, I think. But if anyone's in chat, comment for me. Say something, so I can see if it actually pops up here. I'll do it myself. Hello, world. Now we should wait a couple seconds. Oh, there it is. All right, it works. I'm gonna say some other things. Hello, world again. All right, I'm spamming my own chat. Will it pop up in the bottom corner? Oh yeah. All right, now what happens if I do a really long sentence though? Does it fit on the screen or does it like auto cut? Is it not gonna show up? It's actually not showing up. That's interesting. Okay. But a small message like hello, that worked. Oh, it's just really delayed. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stop spamming chat. let's just ping Kareem because he said he's all mine. Alright, seems like we're good. Good to go. I wonder if there's some good hip hop on Epidemic Sounds. Like some really good crap. Let's see. I actually really like this. This is a great edit song. So hopefully I can get this video to 10 minutes long, but I really doubt it. Oh, these are really good songs for like basic edits. Any of you guys work like this? This is how I work all day. Chair all the way back. My neck scrunched with my chin fat out here. I'm just trying to find where is it? I have a document I wrote up on breadth first search, but I'm not sure where it is. I guess I don't have it. No, Dago's going cray cray. What's up, Kareem? How's it going, dude? How are you? I'm good, man. How are you? Doing well now, doing well. Working on a video. Then I got a couple things to do, but doing well. Alright, so I'm trying to find a document. Trying to find a good picture here. We're working today on a video about breadth first search. I don't know why I always screw that one up. This is what it looks like. I briefly talked about it in a video, but I want to do like an in-depth code example. But that's what it looks like. That's the order. Alright, give me a minute. I'm just gonna try and find a good article that can help me write this out. I find with a lot of the videos I make, I gotta go online and check terminology to make sure I'm not saying the wrong words. Cause like most of the shit I know, I don't know it by words, I just know it mechanically, like how things work. But knowing the terminology is important when you're trying to explain it to someone else. Like in my last video, I think I said I used the wrong word. I think I used focus distance instead of focal length or something like that. And that can be confusing for someone who's using my work to learn, you know? It's almost like a responsibility to make sure I'm putting out good content out there. I would just pull up some articles here and I make sure, okay, this is the right way to say this, that's the right way to say that. Of course, they can also be making a mistake, but I feel like it's more comfortable reading someone else's work and seeing if I'm doing it right. This is going to be really hard to make a long video, but even if it's not 10 minutes, at least if people watch the whole thing, I'm happy, you know? I really hope people watch this whole video. These videos, you need to watch the whole thing. So, we start off with talking about it, second part is explaining it in a real world example or something, and then third part is actually doing a code example. So this is part one, this is introducing the topic, other than the thumbnail and title, which is the reason you clicked. So, there are many ways to traverse a tree. One of the most common algorithms is breadth first search. Well, to me, to be honest, I don't even know what breadth means. Distance or measurement from side to side, something. Okay, so that's actually important. What's up, Dejvid? I was thinking about what we talked about yesterday. Earlier this morning. It was very, very interesting conversation, very valuable. You know, the one where we were talking about not letting emotions bother us and things like that. It's a good conversation. I might do like a little meme where I'm like, to be honest, I don't know what growth even means. Google's. Usually how I write scripts like this. So the actual like definition of breadth first search was one from side to side. So it's a pretty simple algorithm. The way it works is it goes from side to side, and once the way the algorithm works is it searches across the layer I'm trying to find a way to say this properly. It searches across the layer. It searches all the node on its. It searches all the nodes on its layer from right to left or left to right, and then once it's searched all nodes on, and then it jumps onto the next layer and repeats. Is that a weird sentence? I read about stoicism today. I'm gonna do my best to make it my new life. Hell yeah. There's some good books out there. One of them is let me pull it up actually, because I'm forgetting the name. Excuse me. Thank you. No, that's not what I want. Give me a second, I have a good book for you. Ooh, I have a credit available. Hell yeah. Which book was it? The Daily Stoic. The Daily Stoic? Stoic? I don't know. Daily Stoic. By Ryan Holiday. Pretty good book. I'd recommend it. I'm satisfied with it. Books I'm not satisfied on this list would be like Crushing It was a good book, the one by Gary Vaynerchuk, but I don't know, it just didn't hit home like every other book in here. Books I haven't touched yet or haven't really read much yet is this one, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I keep hearing about, so I got it. and this one I haven't read too much of it. The No Excuses. Cashvertising, good book, gets boring sometimes, to be honest. Rational Mail, crazy book. Unscripted, very good book. Yeah. Oh my god. Why didn't you guys call me out on this? This whole time been working with just my face showing up. That's so annoying, dude. God damn it, you guys, come on, stream. You gotta make sure I don't screw up. It's like your job. Do you read often? I listen to books. I try whenever I walk. So I walk like 2-3 times a day with my dog. So I try and listen all the time. If not, listen to at least a song or something. But I used to read a lot because I was working a full-time job, and most of the time I wasn't in meetings or anything. So I was listening to audiobooks for 8 hours a day. So I was going through books like nothing. It's a pretty simple algorithm. It's a pretty simple algorithm. The way an algorithm works is it searches all the nodes on its layer from right to left or left to right, and then it jumps up the next layer to repeat process. I tried audiobooks, but they are just not my thing. If I play them on normal speed, they seem too slow, but if I speed them up, I don't enjoy the book that much. I don't like speeding up the books. I know some people like to speed, like I think Josh speeds it up a lot. And I don't get it. I like it does sound a bit weird. It's not as enjoyable. It depends on the book. Like Dan Locke's book, FU Money. That book I would not listen to on any other speed than normal. Just because he puts a lot of emotion into his reading, and it's kind of cringy, but it's funny at the same time, so I enjoyed it. But then there's some books that are so monotone that, yeah, I'll speed it up. Alright, so we're gonna need an example of this algorithm. I have on the window here. You guys see it on the stream? Right here. I have like some examples I'm going through. But these seem to be in C or C++, which I'm not doing. I think I might just find a Python example. Python breadth research. Be right back. Alright, dude. I'll be around. Breadth search. I have to do it in JavaScript just because I want it to be really easy to read, like for beginners. So how do you know Josh? About a year plus now. I was joining the Discord once I got my job, and I met a bunch of cool people, and then Josh and I were talking, and this is when the Discord was a lot smaller, so it was a lot easier to get in contact with them. I don't know, over time we became better and better friends, and then when I was doing my job, we were talking about the things that, but a year plus, we were talking about the things that he talks about in his videos now, and at the time he didn't, like, about how corporate just seems wrong, like we're doing the right thing, but something feels wrong. Why do we have to work 60 hours a week and get taken advantage of? And you know, we were like almost, at least to me, it felt like we were shooting back and forth, like, what the hell are we doing? And then he quit his job, and he was doing really well. He was growing at the time. I think it was like 20, 30,000 subscribers when he quit, if I'm not mistaken. And then after a couple months, I was like, you know what, I'll try this. And I started doing YouTube mostly for fun, because I knew I wasn't going to make money. And then I realized, like, oh wow, this is really fun. I could do this for for a while. I could do this for a while. And yeah, I mean, I a couple months later, I quit my job, and now I'm just like doing random stuff. I'm working on getting a part-time job so I can do YouTube part-time, and then build a brand at the same time. Yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question, but kind of just over time, just both having the same thoughts and interests, and we used to talk a lot more, definitely. Express algorithms would be a fast food priority queue. Just give me a code example. I'm gonna have to look at my GitHub. You guys ready for some cringe? That's Shamakan. That's for sure Shamakan. Oof, look at that. I'm gonna have to try and find this. I'll go. React versus Angular. Whatever works, whatever you like. There's no better or worse. I haven't done much Angular, but to be honest, I really don't. I'll do either one, whatever gets the job done faster at this point. Unless I'm like so passionate about the project, so passionate about React or Angular, it doesn't matter. Use whatever gets the job done. Areno, Bambino. Oh my god, where is this thing? I feel like I've read through this 20 times. Rev, what's up? Perfect timing. We're just talking about how stupid you are for leaving Discord. So is it possible to maintain skill in two frameworks at the same? Of course you can. You can learn Vue, Angular, and React, but why? Bite me, Mike, you won't. I mean, I would, but you live like a couple $1,000 away. So, hell no. I think Keith, but yeah, Keith did this one. This is when I wanted to like, when I cared too much. I was like always trying to do like cool repositories on GitHub, and I made this one, computer science and code. So all the computer science, like searching algorithms and all that stuff in whatever language. So like here we got C# merge sort. and it's like all documented properly and blah blah blah, and it's meant for people to come look at it so they can read and learn as they read. But then I realized no one cares. I put a lot of work into making this repository, and how many people actually looked at it? Let's see. 3 stars, and one of them is me. Like, no one really cares for this shit. And 4 issues. Oh, okay, I posted issues. So, breadth first search example JavaScript. Rev, have you been busy lately? He's starting to regret leaving Discord. I don't know why I get why you left Grindreel. I don't know why you left mine. It's so quiet. Is it because you just couldn't stop staying on Discord all day? So you like needed to get that distraction out? I don't see any code here, lady. Jennifer Bland. What a last name. Bland. It's so hard to find an example of this. Oh my god. But yeah, a bit busy. That's good. I really don't want to write the code for this thing, dude. Traveling a lot at the moment, going to East. Oh, really? Damn, dude, that sounds like fun. How was the parents? You went for a couple days, right? You got some dog pictures? Show me. Dude, I feel like such a slouch when I'm on stream like this, because this is how I work. I have my seat like thrown all the way back, my head leaning back, and I'm just like dead. Yeah, it was nice. Did a lot of cliff walks. Ooh, nice. I've been practicing my Slav squat. You can never be a Slav, dude, with your hair, like with your haircut and beard combo right now. No chance. Unless you get like a beanie. You know a beanie? Like, I bet if I search up Slav, I'll find it. Well, these are like the French hats, but where's the Slav with the beanie? There's always one. My bad. I didn't realize the mic was that far away. Let me push it up. All right, how does that sound? Does that sound good? Yeah, I was saying you need your Slav beanie. There's always one guy with the French hat, one bald guy, and then you need your Slav beanie. There we go. One of those. With your current haircut and everything, you don't need it. Slavs don't wear beanies. Hell yeah, they do. Look at that. When it's the winter, especially the bald ones, they wear beanies. Let me find it. Dude, Putin is such a meme. Look at him, just his pants are like halfway up his chest. Oh, I can't be doing this on stream, especially on YouTube. I'll keep this for Twitch when we get little crazy later. Even he squats. He has to. He's the president, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how that works there. I'm not good at politics. Oh, what was that? I don't want an example with Q in it, because it's too complicated for people who are just starting to learn to figure out what a Q is. I legitimately have no idea how they do it. The flat foot thing amazes me. My ankles are flexible enough. Yeah, that is crazy. He's just the president, but he's been both. He just goes back and forth between PM and president. So he's pretty much like a dictator who decides whatever role he wants. Matt Sherman doing his code. Alright. JavaScript breadth first search. They use the word dictator around here. I don't know much about dictators except for the movie, which was a really good movie. See, I've been practicing for my visit to the area. I don't get it. Dude, this is JavaScript. Why are you guys making this so complicated? I don't know where my examples are. I mostly joke. I actually just intend to buy vodka for people. My hotel room is 10 a night. Holy crap. Dude, let me pause this for a sec. When I went to Greece so I go to Israel a lot, and right next to Israel is Greece. So we go there, and I went to Greece one year, and for like really cheap, we got this all-inclusive hotel. And I'm not a big drinker, but at the time I was like, hell yeah, I'll drink because it was all-inclusive, and they just didn't care. It was like, because their vodka there is like cheap Russian vodka. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Greek Russian vodka. I totally forget the name, but it was like this cheap bottle, and people were going like they were finishing so many bottles. Ouzo is one. If you guys ever heard of ouzo, that's a big thing in Greece. I don't know, dude. This vodka was like scary easy to drink. It was super smooth. It didn't choke you up. And I'm the one who coughs from that shit. I don't know. It was weird. What is that? Logical trees? This? Yeah, this is breadth first search. That's what this video's about. Hi Beck, I'm Rev. Oof, dad joke, and you don't even have kids. Alright, so I don't think I'm actually going to write the code for this because I don't want it to be confusing yet. I think I'm going to pseudocode it. So I'm going to be like, step 1, do this. Step 1, do that. You know? JavaScript recursion breadth first search. Ooh, that's DFS. I'm gonna keep that on the side here. Amazing Rev. That is the amazing Rev. You are correct. That's one word to use to describe me. I have yet to hear someone use it without a question mark at the end. What's up, Connor? Haven't seen you in a long time. It's going well, dude. It's going well. We got 5 people watching the stream. We got 4 likes on the video. Cough, cough. Who's the one? And yeah, I mean, YouTube views have been starting to go up again. I'm getting healthy. I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for asking. How are you doing, dude? I haven't seen you in a long time. Probably because I haven't streamed in a long time. On YouTube, at least. It's tough. YouTube is like picky. Oof, I see the down like. Oof. I'm gonna find out who you are. I'm gonna call you out. Kappa, it's for sure Rev. Oh my god, no. Now, you guys are gonna kill my stream. You guys know when you download a stream, when you start it, it actually like YouTube doesn't. YouTube is like, this stream is bad because everyone's downvoting it in the first hour. About to finish boot camp. Damn, dude, what boot camp are you at? Congratulations, you made it, or you almost made it. Get the black doggo. We need to hunt the dislikes. Oh yeah, dude, she'll bite your nuts off. So you watch yourself. She yesterday she was super feisty. I was driving her crazy. I was like literally grabbing her neck and like grabbing the toy out of her mouth and just like throwing her on the floor, like wrestling with her. But she didn't want it. She just wanted to play with her toy, and I was like gatekeeping her from the toy. Like I put the toy on the right, and then she was on my left, and I was just like blocking her with my body. And at one point she started to growl, and I was like, oh fuck, because that's not good, right? Because she's like, it was a growl like she was ready to fight. You know, it went from me bothering her and her getting annoyed to her wanting to fight. So like I had to pin her down, and it's not fun. But I'm actually considering getting out of tech at the moment. This is why I'm going on holiday, just to see if I'm getting some burnout. It's very possible, dude. Code Institute is the bootcamp, but I'm in EU, so we don't have as many options as you guys. Fair enough. I only had like, oh, have you heard of Codewagon, Connor? It's from France, or Le Wagon, Codewagon, something like that. Le Wagon. Yeah, Le Wagon. I'm trying not to say it with a French accent, but Le Wagon. It's a French bootcamp. I don't think it's very good. Just looking at their like stuff. Yeah, you know it is? Okay. I don't think it's good, dude. They have it here. They have Leerwagen, Decode, and the one I went to, Lighthouse Labs. And I'm really happy I chose Lighthouse Labs because the other two do not look very good. And honestly, bootcamps in Montreal are not doing very well. I think it's because they're very generic like one bootcamp partnered with a college here. So Decode and this bootcamp called and this college called Concordia. Ooh, that's a video, dude. That's a video roasting the shit out of them. Anyways, so Concordia, which is a university here, and Decode, which is a shit bootcamp that's like 8 weeks long. So they're telling you that they're gonna make you a developer in 8 weeks, which is ridiculous. And it's 5 days a week, and it's not even like 12 hours a day. So you're paying like the same amount as other boot camps, but you're literally getting half the time. I mean, 8 weeks to become a developer, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, they partnered with a college to try and seem more professional. So I want to make a video roasting them because it'll probably get a lot of views, to be honest, and help me get my watch hours up. Because everyone's gonna be searching it up online, and there's not gonna be much about it because it's very new. So I definitely need to make a video on that. Yeah. I just started Cisco training. Ooh. Cisco training is big, right? Like it's a big certificate in the cybersec world. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, so let's pseudocode Cisco is El Gudo. If Rev says it's good, I believe him. Honestly, in the EU, I don't think bootcamps are rated too highly because the degrees are relatively cheap in Europe when compared to US. I think Europe is more anal about getting a degree. I don't know if I could say that word on stream, sorry. But I think Europe is still very traditional. I might be working for a European company that kind of works like a bootcamp, but it's remote and everything. Maybe working as like a mentor there, and it seems like they do well because their curriculum is very similar to a degree. So it takes like over a year to do it, But I think the idea in Europe of doing something in 3 months and being equivalent to these like Ivy League schools, I think that that's still not. They're still having a hard time processing it. You know? You agree? Okay. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. That's just like what it looks like from the sidelines. I think Americans are more like they're easier to just. It's a lot easier to tell an American to drop out of high school, I would say, than telling someone from the UK or from EU. I could be wrong though. Not from my experience, but likely varies heavily on country. Yeah, I don't have any experience. I don't have much experience with the EU, um, unless they're people from the EU that came here. It's really hard to generalize across somewhere. But yeah, that's very true. That's why I'm not trying to say like I'm just saying from my perspective and that part and that job I was looking at, like they're if they're doing so well, looking at their curriculum, it's very similar to a degree, which is probably why it's doing so well because people might be considering it like a degree because it's the same curriculum pretty much, um, just without general education. So like instead of it taking you 3 years, 4 years to get your degree, it's taking you one and a bit because you're removing all of the general education and courses that you don't need. Especially the web developer path that they have doesn't have math or anything like that, where their data science will have. So it's interesting. I'm still waiting on a response from them. They already like accepted me, but I need a response. So I don't know. All right, pseudocode. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Alright, so we got our example on our stop. Problem is in the UK is that degrees are so over proliferated now, they've become basically useless in terms of actually knowing anything other than I could stick to a thing for 3 years. Well, that's the thing about degrees that make college graduates so valuable. It's because you know they can stick to something even if they don't like it, and you know they're in debt. Two things you can take advantage of as an employer. Something like 85% of the 18-year-olds get degrees now. It means very little. Yeah. But again, that's why it's college graduates are so valuable, and that's like good college makes good workers. You know how like people who work their job over time forget about their dreams and wanting to travel and whatever and just kind of say at 65 I want to retire and just like chill out, but it happens over time. Think about that with college. When you go into high school, you're all excited about doing this like one thing and going and becoming an entrepreneur or whatever. You don't think about when you're in high school, you don't really think about working like working 5 days out of the 7 of the week. You don't really think about how that is, how much that sucks until you graduate from college with a bunch of debt and you're like, "Oh, wait." Or you graduate from college with a bunch of debt and you're like, "Yeah, I'm still excited to work for someone." And you go and you do it and then you retire at 65 and that's fine. But some people don't like that. Minimum wage $500, college degree 50K plus. That's also a reason why. But they need to like it's not so I don't think it's fair to say people with degrees get over $50,000. It's people who are motivated to get a job and happen to have a degree, and that's what pushes the average so high. Like if we look at the bottom 20% of the revenue of college degrees, I bet it's like minimum wage. I'm in Ireland, and that's the biggest thing from what I hear, is that it shows you can stick to something even if the degree isn't computer science. Oh yeah, it shows you're consistent, and that's good. And companies like, especially when you're a junior, companies look at you like an investment. They look at you as a tool. Like, if I buy this tractor, will it pay itself off? You know, is it worth the $300,000 that it's going to cost me for this machine to harvest, right? So that's what you're like to a corporate company. Most of the time with startups it's a bit different, but with the company that's what you're like. You're like a tool for their harvesting farm. Are you going to do your job, and are you going to pay yourself off? Are you going to be worth it? Now, when you go to a company, they're going to invest in you your first year's salary pretty much to just train you. Like a lot of people get started very quickly, but you really are independent after your 6 months to a year of working at a company. So that 6 months to a year becomes an investment of time, money, and also the time of the person who's going to be training you. You know what I mean? Like you're going to need a senior dev to train you, or someone above you to help you get started and help you when you need questions and all when you have questions. So that's going to take time from someone else too. So it's a big investment to take a junior, which is why it's so hard to get a job, first of all, right off the bat. And people with degrees make that a little bit safer because it's just something that backs it up. But people weigh it too heavily. It's easy to do degree. I just don't see a good indicator of workability. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And it's one thing I've never finished. I finish a lot of things. It's one thing I've never finished. And I'm okay with that. I've accepted it. It's not my thing. I don't learn well in a classroom with other people, and I don't do well in tests. I get like panic attacks, and then I forget everything I learned. It doesn't work with me. But when I'm working at home and I have my dog sitting next to me and I'm scratching her hand with one hand, I'm scratching her head with one hand like this, just petting her on the bottom here. My other hand is on the mouse, and then like I'm typing at the same time, writing some code, listening to some music. Like that's perfect for me. I could do that for 12 hours a day, no problem. But the second you throw me in a classroom, I'm just not having a good time. So I don't know. There's so much more to. It's like Rev. It's like what you said earlier. It's like it's not fair to generalize the EU. It's not fair to generalize someone who has a degree. Just because they have a degree does not mean they're good at all. It could, but it's not true. I'm okay with that first 5 to 10 years, but I don't think I will be 40 and working as a dev. You gotta think ahead, make a plan, make 35 different plans so that if one goes wrong, you can do another. I don't mean that despairingly, just that it's not indicative to any other ability to get paid to study, especially over here. Oh yeah, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there's more to it. But yeah, when someone says they have a degree, I don't think any worse of them or better. I'm just like, that's cool. Like, okay, you have a certificate. Cool. I'm more interested in like, oh really? You got a degree? What was your capstone project like? Capstone project is the project they do at the end of their degree. Um, kind of like to prove what they've learned, I guess. I don't know. So I usually go straight to the what's your capstone project, and then that's where I do my little judgment of that someone is fit for this job or for this task. My degree was hell, worst university experience ever. I'm doing way much better since I graduated, dude. That's awesome to hear. That's what it's about. In the desperation. Wait, what? No, I read that wrong. Dissertation, what we'd call it here. Mine was a pain. When I was in college, we had. It's not a big college. It used to be a church. It used to be like a pretty big church, but now it's Watch my channel. What's up, dude? Paul, right? With the weird channel name. Oh shit. Yeah. So listen to this. When I was in college, it was like a church slash school. So it was super weird. First of all, like the library was like the big place, the big like hall. I gotta go see you, bro. See you later. All right, Kareem. See you, man. So there was like the library to go and study, and then there was the lunchroom, I guess you could call it, more like a cafeteria. Like they had like an actual like restaurant in the college, and they would make food and cash register, and then they had a bunch of tables, kind of like a lunchroom. And this lunchroom was about 95% people studying, not even eating. And so was the library, and so was every single hallway, and even the stairs to go between floors was just packed with students studying. And it was one of the like things that pissed me off the most about that college. It was such an unhealthy environment, and for the kids that I knew that went to that college who lived down the road, it was perfect for them because they have a class, they go home, chill out, go to the class, come home, chill out. But me, I lived an hour away, so I needed somewhere to go and sit and just like chill out. And there was nowhere to sit and just chill out. It was all people studying because people in this college were like freaking insane. So it was like the most unhealthy environment in the world because you'd go to like eat your lunch in the lunchroom, in the cafeteria, whatever you want to call it, and then you got people all the people are talking about their grades, and no one in college, I don't know about you guys if you can relate to this, but no one in my college was like, hey dude, how you doing? They were like, hey dude, how was your exam? We're like, what'd you get on your exam, bro? You know, trying to see if like I got higher or lower than them so they can feel good about themselves. And most of the time my response was, oh dude, I failed. But it was such a toxic environment. And now that my sister is going to college, I was like, no chance you're going to that college. Not only that, it was private, but it was very cheap private. So it was only like, I think 3K a year, other than books. So really not bad for where I live. I say cheap relative to where I live, but most of my uni class was high, 90% of the time, so I can't relate. Yeah, no, dude. Mine was just like so I was a really bad high school student, but in grade 10, I did really well. Most of the time it was cuz I was on ADD medication that year. So I did really well. I'm talking like my science exam, I was in the top 90. I was in the top 5% in the whole province. Not a brag, it's just like a fact. I was in the top not like 5%, which is very high. And I'm not the type of kid to do well on that shit. But I was on like not Adderall, but Bifenton, which pretty much turns you into a zombie. Like literally like a workhorse zombie. Holy crap. Give kids speed. Breaking news, give kids speed and they read really quick. Let's do it for science. So yeah, I did really well in grade 10, which is the grade that they check they check your grades and they check your overall grade 10 before they accept you to college. And if you get accepted, you just have to not fail in grade 11, which I like nearly failed. So I went to this college where everyone is like A students, and I'm this kid who can barely read two sentences before dyslexia starts kicking in. You know, I don't know. I found it really funny because I was just like not, that was just not me. But that's what everyone said I should do, and that's what everyone wanted me to do. They said get a mechanical engineering degree because that's the future. Anyways, yeah, dude, and that school was so toxic. Everyone in it, like, either their parents were like doctors or their parents were just like didn't work very good jobs, like mechanics or whatever. And everyone, all they cared about was grades. That's all they talked about. They didn't talk about last night and how they had a good time. They didn't talk about their cousin getting married. They didn't talk about anything in their life other than their grades. And it was just so toxic. I really want to make I really was thinking about taking a camera and hiding it in the school with like a friend who goes there, and just showing the behind the scenes pretty much of like how that school is. Are you really dyslexic? A little bit. When I'm on stream, and sometimes you'll see me like reverse words. Yeah, it happens sometimes where I thought I read something one way and I read it totally different. That would happen to me a lot on exams. When I'd come on an exam and it would be like, which one is not the right answer? I would get so what's it called? So stressed. So I would read it, which one is the right example or whatever, and then I would be right, but I'd put the wrong answer because I was stressed out so much that I wasn't reading the question right. We prefer to call Mike special. Hell yeah, dude. I'm very special. Not in a good way. But it's YouTube. You can be very crazy and do well on here, so it's perfect for me. Alright, I got distracted a little bit, but let's get back into it. Let's find here. Alright. So, pseudocode. Goal. A BFS function that uses recursion or loop, I'm gonna say. You still have skills, who cares? I mean, yeah, it's just, it's environment. It's all about environment. Like, some people perform better in a specific environment. Some people perform better in other environments. Now, should you stick to being good in one environment? Hell no. But it's like when I you know, here, I'll give you a perfect example. I think you said call you Daniel. Yeah, call you Daniel. So when I'm training with my dog, when I train her to, let's say, sit and give me paw in the house. And after a month of having her, I started to take her out. Well, I was taking her out in the street, but I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens. So I told her to sit, and she did not listen at all. I told her to give me paw, nothing, not even a flinch, not even a movement, because it just wasn't a good environment for her. There's a lot of distractions. There was a lot, squirrels, trees, cars, whatever. I was non-existent. There was so much more in her mind. So I took her back home, and I trained with her every single day. 20 minutes after each walk. So 3 walks a day, 20 minutes each time, about an hour of training a day with my dog. And a month later, so not even a month, like 2 weeks later, when I take her out in the street and I tell her to sit, she sits right away. And when I tell her to give me her paw, she gives me her paw right away. Because she learned in her comfortable environment, an environment she did well in. And once she got really good and built the habits, in another environment, it became better. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but I know, like, now, being like, it's been like 5 months since I quit my job, I think, and been working at home. And even though I still have a lot of discipline things to figure out, I'm getting a lot better. And I know if I was thrown back into that college that I was thrown into, what is it, like 3 years ago, that I would be a lot better off. Even though I wouldn't be perfect, I'd be a lot better off because of the skills I grew in an environment where I was comfortable. It kind of gave me like a boost. So, like, that's why I've been trying to say to a lot of people a bit younger than me and my age that are about to go to college, if they're not 100% sure what they want, I tell them, like, take a semester off or take a year off, and if you can't afford it, then get a job and just try things. Just try things. Go to I don't know, go somewhere, like, go to the forest and just run, or I don't know, dude. I have no examples I can think of. Like, try to learn math on YouTube or Udemy. Try and learn programming. Try and learn design. Try and learn chemistry on your own. Like, just try things and then figure out what you want. And that year can save you 25 years in the future when you realize, holy crap, I've been a developer for 20 years and I hate code. And now you're screwed because you got mortgage and you got kids and you're stuck. There's no other there's no other job you can jump into without restarting the whole process. All those years of building up, like, a higher salary, that all goes to the garbage. So you went from making 200,000 a year as a developer to, like, making like 50, and you're back at, like, level 1. And you just can't do that. So it's important to just try things. I think college makes you okay at a lot of things, but it molds you to what they want. I think if you try to get to excel in what you're interested in. Wait, I read that wrong, sorry. I think if you try to get to excel in things you're interested in. 1 second, what the hell? Oh, there we go, okay. My bad. Sorry, where was I? I was reading your message. I think college makes you. Yeah, so I don't know. College is weird, man. It's just weird. It just, like you said, it molds you into something, and that's what the job. That's what like that's what the corporate world will do to you. If anything, it programs you to work for others. That's exactly what it does. What's up, Wizzy? I don't think I've ever seen you around here. Are you a new subscriber or something? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you in this chat. I wasn't a big fan of college. Me neither, Daniel. Me neither. As you could see, that's where it started as. But yeah, like Wizzy said, college really does form and mold and put you into a certain direction. They need workers. They need people who will commit even if it feels wrong. So yeah, you're about to take $100,000 in debt, but you still do it, and you take 4 years to do it, and you're so desperate by the end of it because maybe your family, couldn't afford to help you with college, so now you've taken everything through student debt, and you can't declare bankruptcy on it. So you're like screwed. You need a job, and this like so you're working a minimum wage job, making like 10 to 15 bucks an hour, let's say, something in that range. Maybe because you have a degree, you make a little bit more than the other people, and you really want to get a job in your industry so that you can get out of the rut you're currently in. And you're like, okay, so college degree, and a programmer gets about $70,000 a year, and you go out to the job market, and this company approaches you with a job offer for $45,000. So it's almost half of what you should be getting, and you're so desperate, and you don't want to go back to the minimum wage job that you're just like, you know what, I'll take it, and then I'll work my way up to something else. And you take it, and they're just taking huge advantage of you because you're working really hard. You're trying to be a good worker, and that's pretty much what ends up happening. And I've seen it happen, and it nearly happened to one of my friends not long ago, um, where a company offered him $65,000, and he lives in a place where I think they get 120,000 average because the rent there is so high and just cost of living is so high. So he's about to get half what he should be getting as a junior, and it's just like, it sucks. Probably from Josh's channel, very possible. After I did a video with him, I got like 40, 50 subscribers, and the other ones, I don't know. I think it's awesome to do your own thing, and it really lets you discover what you like or what you're actually passionate about, for sure. And that's why I say, for those who can, after high school, take a year off or a semester off and just try random things, like things you said as a kid you maybe would be fun. Like, I would love to start a YouTube channel about animation, and everyone in your life is telling you, no, that's stupid, it's not going to make you money. Take a semester off, try it, be consistent, post a video every day, and who knows, maybe that will be a thing. It's not easy. I mean, I'm trying to do it, it's terrible, but this is so much better than having like a corporate job. Like, the money was nice, but it wasn't worth my time. I think you could start working a lot earlier if you skip over college and have 2, 3 works experience by the time your friends graduate. For sure, that's true. But for some people, their parents, when they're living with their parents and their parents are the main source of money, you know, like, a lot of people won't say no to their parents because they're afraid of their parents just kind of like kicking them out and not giving them uh, and not helping them out anymore, even though they can get a job and go and do it on their own. It's just, a lot of people tend to not fight their parents about going to college. Like, I have a lot of friends like that. So, they're not willing to give up their lifestyle. And that's why I say to them, okay, so don't tell your parents you're not going to go to college. Just tell them you want to take a semester off. And they take a semester off, and hopefully they find something that they love, and then they figure it out from there. You know what I mean? Or do Lambda? Yeah, but Lambda's not college. If you can convince your parents or whoever, you gotta be paying money either way. You're always gonna have to pay money, but Lambda is, if you pay up front $20,000, and college, when you do it, it becomes like 100K if it's a really big school. Sometimes it's less, but I have yet to find a place that costs, like here a college degree would cost about the same as Lambda. We're in Canada and we pay through taxes most of our school fees, so it feels like it's cheaper, but really the taxes kill us. Income share agreement too, yeah, that's like 30K I think over 2 years, and you have to make over 50,000, which is really nice. Honestly, for a huge salary, would you give up all the freedom and enjoyment to work some? I was thinking about that, Connor. I would need so much money to actually say, okay, I'll work for a company. I would have to, like, honestly, if I got an offer right now for like $250,000, I would do it for 1 year while working on YouTube on the side. Save every single penny. I would live in my parents' house, grandmother's basement. I don't care. I would live in like a friend's place, in a car if I have to. I don't care. Save every dollar. Literally every dollar. Like just enough that I can eat and have water, and that's it. And then I would have enough money to put a down payment on a I don't know what's it called. On like a duplex or something. And then once I put the down payment on the duplex, I can rent out. So duplexes, if you guys don't know what that is, I'll show you a picture. I wrote that wrong, but here, duplex. So these aren't really, this is what I'm thinking about. Except this is not a very nice one, but it'll do, my point will get across. So duplexes where I live, that doesn't work. Give me a moment, please. Let me find a good example of a duplex. All right, okay. Let's say this. God damn. All right, so let's say this is this duplex. Okay, let's say I can get this for $1 million, and I'm putting the down payment, which is $200,000. Okay, I'm going to take the top floor because I don't want to hear people walking over me all day, or I'm gonna take the bottom floor. Then I'm gonna take the middle floor and the bachelor's, which is this door on the bottom near the garage, and I'm gonna rent those two out, and those are gonna pay the mortgage off. So essentially, after the huge 20% down payment, I'm living rent free. And over time, that will become passive income once the whole thing is paid off. That makes the most sense to me right now. I bet in a month from now, I'm going to have some other life plan on how to make money at 22, 23, whatever. But for now, the goal is make as much money as I can in the shortest amount of time and start getting some real estate and building passive income. Because I want to be like, you know what? I want to fucking take the dogs and let's just drive to New York or something. You know, like that'd be cool. But if you're working a job, you can't do that. Damn, that sounds good to me. Hell yeah. If you save up like 3 to 4 grand, you could do the same thing but renting. Yeah, but I don't want to rent. I don't want to rent at all. I would rather I'd rather buy. And I want to rent to others, not rent myself. And what would be cool if I owned a duplex? I can make it like I can choose if I want dogs or not in it because I own the place. So I would get like another dog or something, which would be cool. Because if I right now like let's say right now I'm making enough to go and move out and rent a place, right? I could do that, but I'm gonna be under the control of the landlord. I want to be the landlord. I want to be the one in full control. If I say dogs are allowed, dogs are allowed. You know? That's a big thing for me, Daniel. If I didn't have a dog right now, I'd probably would have moved out. but the cost to rent here, dog apartments that allow dogs is just too much for it to make, like, it doesn't make sense, especially for someone my age. Like, for me to be paying $1,500 a month to rent an apartment, it just doesn't make sense. At least while I'm very fortunate enough to live in my parents' house. Renting is actually better than buying, depending on what you're trying to do. I'm not trying to buy, I'm trying to mortgage. So I'm trying to get healthy debt and have it pay itself off. That's one thing I've learned recently by reading a book about real estate, where they were talking about healthy debt and unhealthy debt. Like, credit card debt isn't necessarily healthy unless you're trying to build credit with it. But something like getting a duplex or something and then renting it out and having it pay itself off, that's a healthier debt. Houses over here is like a milli. Oof. The thing with the house, though, I was thinking about it. I was like, why don't I just get a house for $1 million and 20% down payment and whatever? I get a beautiful house. It won't make money. Like, I want to get out of here. I don't want to. I live in this, like, let's say, like, 10 by 20 foot room, probably smaller than that. I don't know. I don't want to stay in that little room. I want to go move out, but at the same time, I can't just move out into like $1 million home without renting it out because I have no income. At least, ideally, I'm still trying to make it as a YouTuber without working a job. Well, in that term, you're correct, but no debt is good debt. Don't believe it. Oh yeah, no debt is debt isn't a good thing. But if you have, let's think about it like this. If you have $1 million right now sitting in your bank account, you can go and buy this duplex and start renting it out right away and making pure passive income. Or you can take the $1 million and, I mean, I don't know a bank that would give you this loan, but let's say the bank would allow you to split that into half or split it into 3/3 and then go and buy 3 places, rent those 3 places out, and over time they'll start to pay themselves back. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not a real estate pro. I need Zach in here to help me do this explanation, but it would make more sense at least. I knew a guy that bought a house in Ireland and moved to Australia for 8 years and was renting his house out. So basically he was getting his mortgage paid while working in Australia. Damn, that's cool. Yeah, I've heard a couple people doing stuff like that. If you rent a place, say $2K a month, put down $6K to move in, 3-bedroom, rent out the other rooms, live rent free. Now take that $200K you were gonna put into down and buy a FedEx route. So now you're living for free and earning income. I mean, that works too. I didn't think about that, but you have to. So if you're renting a place, don't you have to let the landlord know that you're renting to other people? And also, in your example, Daniel, I have to live with other people, which I'm not against, but I'm not really for, because I have dogs, and unless I can find someone very responsible, I don't trust a lot of people. Like right now in my house, I have to put my dog in a cage most of the time because people at my house, when they leave in the morning, they forget. Like my sister forgot her fucking. Sorry, I'm not supposed to swear on YouTube. She forgot her hair. God damn it, what's it called? Hair straightener. Like she used it in the morning and it was still hot and it was just sitting on the floor. It wasn't plugged in the wall, but it was just sitting on the floor hot. And my dog loves to sniff things. And what if she goes and puts her nose on this metal hair straightener that's burning hot? See, like the trust isn't there. Man, the bank is just a rigged system. It is, but we need it. That's the thing. It's like we can't not have it. Unless you have enough money that you could just ride on that. But those people who need a mortgage or whatever, they need the banks. Unless they want to go to like Jimmy in the casino, but he'll break their legs if they don't pay him back. So, there's always like the Italian guy, like Tony the Italian guy, the loan shark. Yeah, so we have like not like this. This looks more like a Florida kind of duplex. But if I can get something beautiful like this, you know what? Let me actually open Google Maps and I'll pull up a really nice duplex, but I don't want to show my address. Not because I'm famous or anything, but if I ever do well on YouTube and people come back to the stream and find out where I live, big oof, you know? So this is a couple streets from where I live. Let me pull up the stream. I think you can get I think you can put down 3.5 down if you get FHA loan. Really? There's a negative to learning a skill in a different environment as well though. What do you mean a negative? I think this is good, like it's a tough call. This is the reason you shouldn't drink or get stoned, etc. while revising for a test. Revise in the room you'll do it in. Gives you indefinitely more success. Oh, for sure, Rev. I was just saying earlier, if you learn in an environment that you're comfortable in, you'll boost yourself up for the moment where you like. If I learn a lot in my room, I'm gonna be learning. Those things are gonna go into my head, but the second I go into a test, it's like I forgot everything, right? But if I keep working on home and keep building that habit, and then I go into the test room, I'm gonna get better. Whereas, yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know how to explain it. The example I used with the dog was the best example I had, where training the dog outside was really hard because she got distracted by everything and she wouldn't listen. So I brought her inside, trained her inside for a month, and when she started to get really good with sitting and giving paw and going down and dropping things, and when I tell her come here and she comes to me and she sits, when she got really good with those commands indoors, I took her outdoors and she was just a little better than she was originally when we tried to go outdoors the first time. So what did I do? I tried to train with her outdoors. She has little patience, so it was very hard. Brought her back inside, worked on it inside again, built the habit, and then went outside and tried it again. I don't know. It's just like, I think the repetition of doing it in an environment where she's comfortable helped her in an environment when she's not. But again, that could just be my experience. What's something like that worth? I'm sure these could be worth up to like $1 million. So like these are the ones where I live. These are the ones you typically see. They're not very nice. I wouldn't want to live here for a long time, but you got a top floor, you got a bottom floor, and 2 garage doors and blah blah blah. People here don't take care of their stuff for shit. This is like a really ugly street, to be honest. But yeah, imagine like $1 million for that probably. First time home buyer loan, but you can't rent to others for the first year, legally speaking. Yeah, that's the problem. At that point, I'd rather stay at my parents for another year and save up the money. But I see what you're saying, Daniel. I'm gonna look into it. I'm not crossing that idea out yet. The bank has like no money and they take your own money because you're scared to invest it, and they invest it themselves and then profit of it. Oh yeah, dude. People who put in like 401ks and mutual funds and whatever, they're giving their money to Wall Street to go play with it. I'd rather just learn how to play with my money on my own. Some people don't care. Like investment brokers and all that shit, that those jobs shouldn't be there. People should learn how to handle their own money. But some people don't care. Have you ever had to do a code test in a room for a company? If so, what was it like? Yeah, I was very nervous. I was like nearly shaking. I did one code test in like, I did code tests in like different rooms. Most of them were in like a conference room or like a meeting room, and that's where we did the interview. And then they just pulled up a laptop or a paper or whatever, and they were like, "All right, here's the code test," and then they just left me in there with some water. Most of them were pretty simple. Sometimes like the guy sits next to you and he makes you really nervous. But I practiced a lot. So you know how we were talking about before about my dog training indoors and getting better to listen outdoors. That's what I did when I prepared for interviews. In my boot camp, we had these like meeting rooms, like actual meeting rooms, because it was a WeWork building. And if any of you know what WeWork is, it's like a bunch of startups in a big like office space. They all like share an office space. So we had meeting rooms that felt like the type of meeting rooms, and they were the type of meeting rooms that were used for interviews. So some companies there actually used those rooms for hiring. And we went in those rooms and we practiced with each other and with the mentors to prepare for interviews. When I got into an interview in another WeWork building, I felt super comfortable because it felt like I was pretty much at home. But yeah, practicing it in an environment where I was comfortable helped me get over me being nervous, and doing that enough helped me get a bit better in an environment where I wasn't comfortable. But it just practice takes that nervousness away, Connor. Just practice. You know what, if you want, like, go in Discord and find a couple people who are like you, who are trying to get jobs, and get in a call with them, and you guys all watch one guy trying to do a code test and like take notes. Like literally do like a study group. That's what I would do. I would just do code tests with other people. I would do like one a day. Every day at like 7 p.m. you guys get in a call and do a code test with each other. Fraction reserve banking at its finest. You ever heard of the concept? No, I haven't. FRB. I'm trying to see if there's like a acronym that I might know. Google it. I'll search it up. Fractional reserve banking. Fractional reserve banking is currently the most common practice by commercial banks. It involves banks. Let's see. Oh crap. What did I do? What the hell? Okay. Deposit 100 units, 10% reserve, 90% loaned out, 10 reserve. Banks artificially create money in the economy by making loans based on fractional reserve banking. In this example, would start as 100 units money deposited becomes 171 units of money loaned. Well, I need to read that again, or another example. You put in $100, 10% goes to reserves. Then you have 90, and 90 gets loaned out, and then 10% is taken out of that. Yeah, I'm like a bit lost on this. I see where it's getting at. I just don't see. I don't see how it's 117. Sorry, 171 units. Someone explain that to me. Oh, Khan Academy made a video about it. Nice. They have videos for everything. They should monetize the shit out of their platform, but I guess they don't care. They create money out of thin air. Is that like the chocolate meme? Like, where there's like a bar of chocolate and the guy pulls out a piece and then he rearranges them and like they stay in like the same position? They create money out of thin air. Lend it out at 4%. So they're really making 40. I have to watch more videos on this to try and understand it. Like, they take your money, give it to others as a loan, and make it interest. So because they're making... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So it's like a pyramid scheme, in a way. Not really, actually, not really. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You get one person to... Yeah, it's somewhat like a pyramid scheme, right? Like when you like, I go to like Daniel and I'm like, all right, Daniel, so you're gonna invest $1,000 and I'm gonna promise you return of at least 50%. And then I go to Wizzy and I'm like, Wizzy, you give me $500 and I promise you a return of at least 50%. And I take Wizzy's $500, I give it to Daniel, and I say, see, Daniel, I told you you'd make $500. And then I tell him, you know what, Daniel, let's invest that back in and let's make more money. And then Daniel's like, sure. And he invests a bit more money, and I take that money, I go to Wizzy, and then I tell Wizzy, you know what, Wizzy, promised you, You're gonna make that money, and like he makes what, $250. I'm like, you know what, Wizzy, we should invest 1,000 now. And Wizzy goes, you know what, let's do it. And now I got even more money from both of them, and you keep repeating the process until you have enough money that you say, okay, bye, and you just run away. You know, like I think BitConnect did that with Bitcoin. You know the BitConnect guy who screams? I'm back for a couple more minutes. Oh, you joined the perfect time, Kareem. We're talking about banking and this is good stuff. I wish I could talk about this stuff more often, but I feel like it's totally unrelated. BitConnect. It's a computerized system, so they only need 10% cash reserves legally. Damn, that's crazy. This guy's hilarious. He did a. This is like a big conference, and he comes to talk about his company BitConnect, and this is how crazy he is, and it became a meme because he's so excited on how much money he's made from a bunch of these idiots who keep giving him money, and his Bitcoin, so he's just gonna run with it. Can you guys hear this guy singing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? He was actually an investor. Oh, really? I thought this was the owner. Are you serious? I thought he was the owner. Legend says he's still screaming in jail. I thought he was the owner. That's okay, so that's why he's so excited, because he made a bunch of money that he really didn't make. Well, he did a great job on the presentation, okay? I mean, 2.6 million views on this video. He really attracted the audience. BitConnect paid him to come out to the conference. Damn. That sucks. No. BitConnect. Oh my god, the ear rape. And let me tell you that I am actually earning around $1,400 on an everyday basis, 7 days a week. Wait, what was that? 104,000 a day. Funny thing is, there's valid sites that you could do that on your own. Hand out loans and get the interest on the banks getting it from the. Oh yeah, you could totally. You could totally do it. It's just like, where are your morals at? He said 1,400. I wasn't listening, to be honest. To so many people who said that this was going to be a con artist game, that this was going to be a scammer game. Hey. Someone do the black and white while like this guy's just like sitting and crying while he lost all his money. Per lending. Oh, peer-to-peer lending. I read that per. Oh, here we go. They did it. They actually did it. This is exactly what I just sang. For those of you who are here, someone clip that. That's a clip. I can't believe I actually predicted the meme. You guys all saw it on stream. I'm not terribly funny, but that was good. Curb your BitConnect. That's hilarious. Give me a second, I got a message, I gotta respond. Want to try something? Alright, dude, try it. I think I'm gonna end the stream soon. Just got a message and I gotta go. Thanks for being here, guys, by the way. Appreciate all you guys, the new and the Daniel, you're new to here. Wizzy, you're new. Kareem, he's an OG. Rev, he's British. Thanks for being here. Alright, Kareem, what are you gonna try? Oh, Paul, you joined Discord. Hell yeah. Welcome. It needs 5 minutes. Stay. Okay, I'll stay for 5 minutes. What languages do you know, by the way? There's a lot of languages I would say I know, but ones that I'll say what I worked with. I worked with JavaScript. I did like 3-4 lines of PHP. I did a decent amount of C#. My last job, my biggest job was C# and JavaScript at a corporate company, which was absolutely fun. Sorry. All right, Kareem, I'm waiting on you because I gotta go. Self-taught or college? Either way, I'd be self-taught. I'm not mad at you, but I get triggered when people say like self-taught or college. I actually made a video about this, but in every situation you have to be self-taught. In college, like in college, the people who do well, the people who get jobs out of college are the people who went after college, after class, went home and learned. Right? So like those people are self-taught even though they went to college. I was at college for mechanical engineering for like 2 semesters. So that I had that experience. I went to boot camp and I was like the worst one in the whole class. And so I learned from home and I got a job. So I guess I did all 3, but everyone is self-taught down the line. Exactly. It's just the thing is, people who take college or boot camp just get better direction and save time technically, but at the same time, it depends on if you're a fast learner or not. Like if you're a fast learner, college is not for you. Like you spending 4 years to learn something that you can learn in 1 year, that's not smart. Yeah, it's smart. College, you get a good curriculum, but now in the 2000 era, you can find these curriculums online for free. You can go to Free Code Camp and they have a full curriculum how to become a front-end developer. Like you just don't need it anymore. Kareem, where you at, bro? BitConnect. Oh, Kareem messaged me. I am in gaming groups, 2K plus people. I see your message, Kareem. What's up? Good resource if you want to learn the 3D part on your own. Wait, are you asking for good resources? You know what? Something I looked at today. Oh, you shared my link. Thanks, Kareem. I appreciate it. Are you talking about the stream link? Or are you talking about the channel link? Because if you put the stream link, it's gonna suck for them because I have to leave. Yeah, so I made a couple. So for Daniel and Wizzy and people who are new, Connor, you're not that new, but I don't know if I told you. And by the way, yeah, Python is where it's at. I try and do now as much Python as I can. I have a Instagram bot made out of Python, a bunch of stuff in Python, just Python. Python and JavaScript is all I do right now because they're just the easiest to write. Anyway, so Wizzy and Connor and whoever, Daniel, when I started making my channel, I was making videos that I wish I had the previous months before. And that's what a lot of my videos are. They're like notes I've taken on anything I've ever learned. Like all my stuff I've ever learned, like how to use Instagram, how to use YouTube, how to use my camera, everything I've written down, and I turn that into videos. So if you guys are ever curious on like a struggle you have, like just scroll through and you'll probably find me talking about an experience and how I got over it, or like a solution. Like I have a video here, the best programming resources that no one talks about. So like it's like I said, like resources no one talks about. Posted that in the chat. Then there's like this video was meant so at the time, being in the Discord, this is what, 2018, 2019, early 2019. A bunch of people were joining the Discord when Josh was starting to get big, asking like, oh, I need project ideas, oh, I need project ideas, and I can't find any ideas, so I'm not gonna make any like people were just complaining about how they have a hard time finding ideas. So I went and I found 100 ideas, and I just read them out loud in a video. And I was like, now you have no excuses. And every time someone says they don't have an idea, I send them this video and they come out with an idea. All these reasons why they... Damn, it's super cringy lighting and terrible camera angle, but that video is there. I don't know, these stuff might value you. If not, it might not. I don't know. But a lot of these videos, like talking about what the front end is and what the back end is, that is a video I did not know the difference for a long time when I started learning to program, because I didn't do any web development. I just did pure programming, like scripts and console apps. So I made that video from my past self. Yeah. Alright, I gotta go. So I'm gonna end the stream here. If you enjoyed the stream, you can like the stream. If you enjoy my channel, you can like the channel. If you want to chat more today, I have a Discord. The link is in the chat in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the video tonight. Thank you so much for being here, every single one of you. Bye bye.